Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and you're watching Royal Rumble Showdown powered by Thunder Esports. And with that, we are already nearing the crown, the throne of Royal Rumble. Today, you guys will be witnessing a match of semi-finals between Team ABM versus Team LCF. Both of these teams, they have climbed that leaderboard, the global leaderboard. They have been the top squads of India. They have proven themselves that they are good enough to be in that spot. With that, this is going to be a best of five, an intense battle, a good a match to behold, to see. With that, with me, Peachy, it will be none other than Asuya who will be casting with me. Hello, Asuya.
Hello, Peachy. Hello, everyone. And I am so excited to be here today because, just like you mentioned, these teams are like the top teams in India right now. And whichever match they play, it is for sure a show to watch. So, Peachy, do you think there will be some respect bans incoming, or will we see those standard bans yet once again?
I do feel the respect band should be pouring in because both the teams they know each other's strategies. They do know each other what they play in every single time. Look at that. Team ABM, they really don't want that Ruby to be a very concerning end to the battlefield. So they have already banned that out. As we all know, how Ruby is a sustained queen. She can actually be the roam or maybe the gold lane or maybe the EXP as well. So that is where she plays a very crucial role. With that, looking at the bans of Team LCF right now. I'm looking at a Xbox. That is where the respect bands are pouring in Asuya.
Yes, Peachy, because I have seen them pick up that X-Borg a lot, and we all know that how hard that hero is to counter, especially after he gets that immortality. He literally has four lives. He can clear the objective so fast. He can dominate his lane because he has that short cooldown on his skill, and he can abuse that Borax. Moreover, if there is some enemy trying to escape in pretty low HP, or especially the back lanes to like Vexana, he can just pop off his ult and take that fleeing character's life away. So, at the same time, we do see a Ling has also been banned. So, what do you think could be the last ban here of the first phase, PG?
I think that they are going towards a assassin ban, maybe a Hayabusa ban coming in. Oh, looks like that is not the case today. Looks like a chip will be banned. Team ABM, they don't want the chip to be open. So, it is one of the apex a classic pick. He loves to play these kind of heroes which give a lot of utilities to the team fight. With that is banned. And moving towards the team LCF right now, they have their first pick. They go in with a Valentina pick, denying that pick for the Asuna right here.
Well, yes, I think so, but at the same time, a lot of better heroes could be picked right there because Aurora is open and even Vexana is open. If you want to pick up that mage, I am not denying, how I know how good that Valentina is. Her utility is off charts, but at the same time, Vexana has that first skill, she has that second skill, her passive can clear the lane so fast, she can rotate pretty fast. So I still do believe that a Vexana and an Aurora pick could have been a better priority here. Do you think so too, Peachy?
Yes, I do agree with you. As you mentioned that the Vexana has a pretty fast clearance. That is what they need into the early game. And Vexana, as we all know, she really scales. She really has that power spike into the mid game to the late game as well. With the Eternal Guard being the front four face for their team, I think that is an additional good pick for them. On the other hand, look at that Radium going in with a Claude. It's been so long that I have not seen him playing. Claude looks like today he will be proving that, also keeping the title of the best goal laner in this. Indian server. With that, Grok being into the play along with a Fanny from the side of team LCF. A Fanny pick, I think that is a very strong pick coming in because Lom Lomai, he is a underrated jungler. I have to say he has been proving himself that he is the very best right now in the Indian server. He is climbing up the charts, but look at that. Today he will be playing up the Fanny. Along with the Fanny, I'm looking at a Grok as well. You know, Grok, how he can actually give those setups with the wild charge and with the Guardian's walls as well. I think this is looking strong for both the teams, don't you think so, Asuya?
Well, absolutely, I agree with you, Peachy. At the same time, I kind of believe that they stole that Grok and that Fanny from ABM right there because they were looking to pick that Fanny, but maybe they just couldn't decide if they should be, picking her as a priority picks because she can be locked down, and if you deny her of the blue buffs, she, kind of feels weak. At the same time, I do see a Grog has also been picked up, and we all know since he got his mana removed, he has become such a good pick in all the tournaments. We do see him, yes, because of that wall, because of that wild charge and knock up, being such a good CC in this current meta. At the same time, they have picked a Gadot Kacha. Well, I think he will be going as the EXP laner. Do you think so, PG? Will he be the EXP or will he be going as the tank there?
I think so that Jay would be going in with in the EXP lane because into the ABM had a new addition of a player who was Ryu. He's not a new member, but he's the oldest member of the Sub Dragons squad. So it is like a small reunion kind of thing into the team ABM right now. So he is the new jungler for the team. So yes, I think that he will be playing though that. Look at that. Looks like Ryu's Julian would be choked down to the ban section, and along with that, Apex's Kufra will be there. As you mentioned, the respect bans. Yes, we are actually seeing that, but on the other side as well, a Moscow ban coming in along with a Harriet. Looks like team LCF they have to retile it back to and see what will be the answer for that Claude pick.
Well, Peachy, since that Fanny has been revealed so early into the game, I sincerely believe a men's sitar pick could be doing wonders here, but instead they just decided to let that Katot Kacha into the EXP lane. So I think, at this point, they do not have that one hero who can lock down that Fanny because she is a hero with insane mobility. She's pretty hard to catch, and I think it will be a nightmare. She can be a nightmare for that Vixana as well as Claude. So I really believe that they should be picking a Minsita right there, but no, they haven't. At the same time, we do see Teresa has been picked along with a carry. So, what are your thoughts about these two picks, Peachy?
Okay, a carry pick coming in to counter that Claude. I think this is very strong coming in, but I have to see how they will be panning it out into the game because I am curious to know who is going to win that 1v1 into the goal lane. On the other hand, Apex is going in with the real pick. A pretty good implosion flicker might be coming into the play. But on the other hand, a Tesla has been picked up by the error. Looks like a Teresla into the EXP, against a Gatotkacha. I am curious to know. Looks like Ryu will be picking up a Nolan this time. And Nolan with the fissures and the fractures, it is kind of problematic for the squishy heroes. Maybe the Valentina or probably the carry if they are in the bad position. But on the other hand, the threat also lies because Team LCF they have a Fanny. Fanny, who is the highest mobile hero, she could just go back into the back line and try to one shot those people. And with that, we are into the loading screen, guys. This is a match between Team LCF versus ABM. Asiya, make a quick prediction who is going to win today.
Well, I'm not sure, Peachy. The only thing I can do is analyze those drafts. At the same time, I'm really loving that ABM's picks right there because they do have a Nolan. Nolan, after his recent buff, he has made his way into the meta. The way he can snowball the early game is completely insane. At the same time, they do have that Tigreal as well as that. Gatot Kacha combo, if the entire chain CC follows up pretty well, it will be a pretty hard thing for LCF. But at the same time, they do have that Valentina to copy so many ults like that Eternal Guard, the jump from the Godot Gacha, or even Implosion. So I cannot really predict. I think it only depends if Nolan is able to snowball the early game, or if that Fanny plays pretty well, prioritizes the important picks like that Vexana and that Claude. Don't you think so?
Yes, that is true. On the other hand, I am looking at the picks coming in. Both the junglers, they have to snowball the early game or maybe the mid game to pick up the tempo for the match. And with that, as you mentioned about the Valentina with the ultimate of IMU, I'm hoping to see maybe some implosion plays coming in from her as well, or probably a Eternal Guard. These are the two ultimates that I can actually think of, or maybe the Gatot Kacha as well. It is pretty strong. She can go in with the Avatar of Guardian. She can possibly catch up few of the members. But since Vexana has the flicker, even the Color has a flicker. This is pretty strong. But on they have the mobility. But wait a minute, into the mid lane, maybe look like Grok will be using up his flicker to escape that aggression from the side of Team ABM.
Well, at the same time, I did see that Fanny trying to over engage right there, and as a result, she did give away the first blood. But I don't think so. It will be much wasted here because her blue buff hasn't. It will respawn once again. She did lose that red buff, but I think giving the first blood to a jungler like Nolan can be a pretty, risky move in such early game right there.
Oh, yes, that is true. On the other hand, the turtle is up. This is going to be probably a uncontested turtle coming in. If Fanny is there. Fanny is trying to go in with the cables. Look at that. The penalty zone will be connecting onto three people. Fanny picking up a kill along with the Terizla. That is a two kills into the hands of Lakshmi Chitfund already.
Well, I think the turtle is about to spawn, and that Nolan is trying to exchange maybe that turtle with the marksman, but that did take a penalty because Fanny was able to get those two kills while two of the teams from the side of ABM just died. I think they need to trade it off with the turtle right there because even though Fanny did die, she just has her blue buff still into the game, and I think LCF will be looking to take that turtle down as Nolan makes his way near the turtle, but he doesn't have that much speed that he can reach up so fast. And yes, the first turtle has been taken away by that Fanny by LCF. Well, Peachy, don't you think LCF is kind of dominating the early game, even though I think they have that a bit lower potential in the early game?
I do agree with you, Asuya. But on the other hand, Fanny has the potential for the early game, and she's making use of that already with a KD of 110. I think this is going strong for them. But on the other hand, a team ABM, they also have heroes that scale from mid game to late game. So yes, I think after maybe 7 minutes or so, we will be seeing that. But on the other hand, the invade, there's some poking near the Fanny's blue buff, but it is just not happening. Both the junglers, they are already going in for their buffs and creeps respectively, because both the junglers have to get up their retribution level up. They have to make sure that they have to get the snowball coming in.
Yes, absolutely. And I do see that Tigreal providing that essential vision. At the same time, Nolan trying to deal out some damage and an implosion coming in, but Valentina just dashes away. I think it was a kind of waste, but we do see that Fanny charging onto that Lord. But I think she doesn't have that enough speed for using her cutthroat and taking that kill away. And we are seeing some poking going on in the board lane because both the teams know that both the marksmen will be a penalty in the late game if they are not checked at this point of time.
Ah, yes, that is true, Asuya. But look at that zoning coming in from both the junglers. This is looking strong with the Avatar of Guardian going in from the J. Looks like there is a double knock up. Another penalty zone coming in as well. Looks like Terizla will be able to pick up kill. Fanny trying to go in with those cables. Three cables coming in. Valentina picking up a kill right here. Looks like it is a 4-1 score right now, while the trade was 0-2.
Well, if you ask me, Peachy, I think LCF, they are taking all the mistakes which ABM are doing right now, because I do see them ganking near the turrets. They are ganking without a proper initiation, and they should know that the other side does have a Vexana right there, and Valentina can just copy that Eternal Guard. And even though they are trying to CC them, I see that Valentina is doing a better job at the same thing. Don't you think so, Peachy?
Yes, that is true. Look at that, Lom Lomai. Oh, wait a minute. Another implosion play coming in along with a flicker. But looks like that is just not enough for them. Apex is in some kind of trouble. He will be taken off into the hands of Terizla. The Guardian of Wall is already there. Looks like some few turrets will be traded off for that kill right here. Do you think that this is a good trade, Asuya?
Well, I don't think so, because at the end of the day, ABM are opening up the map for themselves. Like, all any team who opens up the map for themselves is, I think, always in the upper hand, unless you can, gather all that gold and go ahead in a single force with the entire team in the proper gameplay. So yeah, I think both the strategies have pro and cons on their own, but if you have a better team composition, a better CC, I think just avoiding single solo fights is the way to go. But at the same time, we did see that Nolan has also been taken down, and I see Apex in a very bad position. Peachy, don't you think so that that implosion from Tigreal, although he is trying to take that marksman or the mage there, but implosion on a single person is like literally leading to the entire team's death, because I have seen this thing happening around twice or thrice right now.
Ah, yes, that is where the implosion plays a very important role. But on the other hand, he is getting stopped. He's not able to go in. He's not able to use that. But since his flicker is up right now, he might be doing that play very, very soon. Looks like the last turtle of the day will, not the day, but the match will be spawning up. Will LCF go for an early lord, or will they be taking down this turtle? We will be knowing that very, very soon. Looks like they are trying to go in for a turtle. Another engage coming in. Looks like Lom Lomai will be taking up the turtle. On the other hand, Apex have been slain by that Valentina. The Eternal Guard pops up. Looks like from the Valentina as well, and it is a kill for that Nolan.
Well, Peachy, if you ask me, it's just like before I said that Tigreal is soloing, not waiting for his team.
Oh,
And
oh, wait a minute, look at that. The team fight is still going on. Ryu in a very bad position. Even though the Claw was there with the blazing duet, he was just very low and he got interrupted by that penalty zone. That was a very quick decision coming in from the Terizla.
well, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. The CCs, like they have pretty good CC, but they're not able to use it. Especially the team synergy feels a bit lacking, because I do see that Apex is trying to make those solo plays while the team is unable to, follow up behind. And as a result, he's just dying solo, and the other people who are trying to follow up behind just in their way, they are getting singled out one by one. I think ABM needs to gather up, group up together, because their team composition is pretty good, but they're lacking the synergy right now.
Oh, they are lacking those synergy. They are, the team fight is not strong because, the Fanny is just there to displace them, which is pretty strong. On the other hand, the Terizla is also a threat to them. Wait a minute, Apex trying to go in. He does have his flicker up in few seconds, but he has his implosion. He might be able to get that, but looks like Lom Lomai would be getting a kill into the into the top lane. It will be the Claw taken off. On the other hand, this team fight is just getting one-sided as as the time passes. On the other hand, the Terizla has all farmed up. Even though his early game is weak, his mid game is weak, due to the nerfs coming in, he is still thriving. He is still doing his best. But wait a minute, into the bot lane, looks like the Katot Kacha will be popping up his vengeance, trying to get a damage negated by that carry as well. Carry already onto that lot, the Eternal Guard being popped as well. Will it be an easy lot for Team LCF, or will Team ABM retaliate? Looks like that it is easy lot for Team LCF. The team fight is still going on. The Eternal Guard has been placed along with the Eternal Guard. I seen that Tesla going in as well. So this is looking strong for LCF right now. Don't you think so, Asia?
Well, absolutely. Just look at that. It's only been 10 minutes into the game, and LCF has 10 kills on their side. At the same time, I do see that Claude in a very bad position there, in being interrupted by that Krog, but he tries to flicker away with his second skill. I think he will be successfully able to run away, even though the wall hits a bit. At the same time, I do see Nolan taking that red buff away, and just look at that. I think that Godot Kata, and oh my god, what a beautiful flicker penalty zone coming from that Terizla. What a beautiful gameplay. Like literally three people have been taken down. So PG, do you think will they be able to defend the first Lord or the second Lord?
Highly possible a good defense might be coming in. Look at that, the Lord already being taken. The minions are still pouring in, but the main point is how they were able to take down the mid inhibitor. This is where the strong point of LCF are coming in. With the Lord, they were able to pick up the inhibitor, which is very, very strong. On the other hand, they are still eyeing some turrets. A few of the turrets getting blown off as well from the top, from the bot as well. This is looking strong, but Team LCF, they are, both the teams are nearing the late game. They are coming towards the late game mark, and can we have a look at the items, because Claude, he will be farmed up very, very soon. Look at that, the Trinity build is already there, and within a few minutes, or a few minutes as well, maybe if he is there farming all those lanes, those minions for himself, he will be farmed up. He might be doing those damage coming in, but on the other hand, his team has to give him that pathway to go in. They have to bait all the skills from the side of Team LCF so that the Claude can go in. That is what I'm not seeing right now, Asya.
Well, and at the same time, PG, I love how that Fanny is playing, the way she is singling out those priority targets. She's not letting that Vexana deal that CC, deal that damage. And at the same time, I also think ABM is lacking a bit of synergy, because when Gatot Kacha tries to jump in, he is very far ahead, and, he ends up being alone, and 1 versus 5, of course, he cannot sustain. At the same time, I think Apex is doing the same thing right there. He needs to wait up for his team altogether, because their main problem right now is being singled out and taken down from that game.
Oh, yes, that is true. So, yeah, look at that. We are already nearing the 13-minute mark of the game. 13 for a three-way. Nolan might be in some trouble. Looks like the Cutthroat plus the Cables will be doing its damage onto him. Nolan taken out right before the Lord. This will be a level 2 Lord coming in, a Luminous Lord. On the other hand, look at Lord into the bot lane. He is farming up because they know that they really cannot contest that Lord from the side of Team ABM.
Well, absolutely, and at the same time, Apex trying to protect that Lord, because I think they will be looking for split pushing, because I think the team fights are not going well for them, and they will be recalling now, because as the Lord will be incoming, the only thing they can do is defend at that base. And I also think, they need to take down that Valentina, because she is also providing a lot of damage. The way she is copying the most viable ultimate at the nick of time, and the way she is dropping that bomb on the team, bringing all that CC and damage, is also quite a beautiful thing to behold.
Oh, yes, I agree with you, Asya. Look at the Lord marching into the mid lane. The Eternal Guard coming in from Valentina has been already popped, but on the other hand, even Vexana pops her Eternal Guard, trying to stop that Lord from going in. The minions have been all cleared. The top lane inhibitor still stands strong. It is very low right now. There are no minions right now from the side of Team LCF. They will be looking forward to go try to take the other inhibitors. But, it is going a very slow, both the teams, they are trying to get a pick off, but wait a minute, Jay, he is in a very bad position right now. He's trying to survive, but looks like he will be lowing the implosion coming in from the Apex. Looks like another penalty zone is coming in from Teresla as well. A shutdown going into the hands of Claude and a double kill. Four men down from the side of team LCF, but unstoppable for that Fanny. There's no one to choke down that Fanny.
Well, absolutely. Her mobility, her damage at this point of time, I think she will be heading for that Vexana, or maybe she will just try to clear that lane because the first turret has also not been taken down. And just look at that. She is just trying to bait them out at this point, and I think, oh my god, that Nolan just escapes in 1 HP. What damage from that Fanny! And as I think she did the pretty good thing right there to retreat because the team hasn't come up, and if she will be dying at this point, it will, it's almost the mid game, 15 minutes into the game. Anyone teammate dying could make it a penalty for the entire team.
Oh, that is true. So yeah, both the teams they are trying to make sure that they are trying to bait each other's skills, but at the same time, looks like Team LCF they lost their tempo into the last team fight. They are picking it up, and again the mid lane has been taken. It was very important for that Fanny, since there was no invade for her. But now I think there might be some coming in because Apex is there. He is tanky enough, along with that Claude got a shutdown from that carry as well, or and the Valentina. So this is looking strong. The third turtle is already up. Fanny coming in with the cables, but Apex will be there to protect his marksman.
Well, absolutely. And I did see, they had a goal lead of around 8 to 10k before that shutdown. And that, kind of a small throw from the side of LCF just happened at the base because they did overextend right there, not gonna lie. And, the CCs which are coming up were also pretty scattered. So, yeah, at this point, they were the ones who got singled out. But now just look at it. It's almost been the goal lead has been covered up to 3k. And I think as the Lord has been, up, there will be some engaged happening. So PG, please take it up.
Okay, looks like Nolan is going in with the fissures and the fractures. He won't be picking up any members of Team LCF right now. But wait a minute, the implosion looks like it will be catching up the Natalia. Bro going in with the Vital. He gets a Vital, a monster kill into the hands of Carrie. Sorry, a Fanny. But the Valentina pickoff, the carry pickoff is real coming in from Claude. A double kill into the hands of Fanny. He is going to try and to go for maybe a triple kill or maybe a maniac coming in from Lom Lom Mai, but that is not the case. The Avatar of Guardian connecting onto the one members of LCF. Brock still stands strong, but the Terizla also the immortality has been popped coming in from the Claude. Will Claude survive this? He's trying to survive, but I think yes, he did survive that. He's trying to recall, but no, it is a shutdown into the hands of Fanny. I will consider this as a triple kill, Asya.
Well, absolutely. You cannot run like that when there is a Fanny with such good cabling around PG. And I do think that Lord should have, tried to make it out from the sides. Just recalling there when he even saw that Fanny nearby was kind of a, miscalculation right there. And as a result, I think LCF will be taking that Lord down. But wait, wait, wait. I do see ABM trying to engage once more, PG. So please take it up.
Okay, looks like Lomloma, he will be interrupted by that implosion, but Teresla going in with the penalty zone coming in. Looks like it will be the end of Apex right here. Jay still stands strong. The Gatutkas are trying to escape, but looks like he will be interrupted by that eternal guard. What a disengage coming in. Fanny with the split push already, but luckily the Claude was there. The Lord is still intact. Both the teams they are eyeing for this Lord because it is a very crucial Lord. Also, yeah, this is the Lord where it will be marching down. They might be able to get some turrets for themselves. Team ABM they are lacking those turrets, and if they able to manage to pick this and with a wipeout, I think this is a game end for LCF. But on the other hand, since Team LCF are winning those team fights, they really have to get a wipeout on the side of Team ABF, and this might be the end of Team ABM as well.
Absolutely, PG. And just look at that, Fanny. She knows that Nolan has to go down if they want this Lord. And yes, that's what she is trying. And at the same time, we did see her try to split push, but yes. that marksman, the Claude did save the thing, but implosion coming up, and at the same time, Nolan charges in, and even Gatotkacha has used his ultimate, and that blazing duet coming on to that. Valentina has been taken down the same time. Carrie has also been taken down. Oh my god, will this be an epic comeback from the side of ABM? Because I think Fanny was trying to do some split push, but she will be seeing to recall, and as only Croc is left, even Terisla with his penalty zone, I don't think so. They will be able to save this thing which is approaching. PG, so please take it up.
Okay, Fanny already cleared those minions coming in. The inhibitor already picked off from the side of team ABM. Three member down from the side of LCF. This is going to be a little hard defense coming in. Eternal Guard will be missing onto that Fanny, but look at that Fanny playing, Fanny clearing up those minions so that it won't be going directly towards the team LCF. This is pretty brilliant play coming in from Lomlo Mai right here. On the other hand, I think this is an easy lord for the team ABM. They have secured that the river area control to themselves. It looks like the concealed play will be coming in. Ryu getting up the lord, the third lord for the night. On the other hand, a small poking is coming in, but Team LCF they retreat. Since Apex is down, they don't have anyone to be there to give them the hard CC that they need for the team.
Well, PG, ABM was in a tight spot right there, but as the late game has come on to play, that Vexana's damage, and I think she is also prioritizing the main targets right there, and that's what led to this. I think they will be getting an epic comeback right now, and I think that's an over engage from the side of that Gatot Kacha, but at the same time, just look at his passive all charged up. It will be pretty hard to kill that Gatot Kacha. That's the beauty of him, especially in the late game. He gets so hard to kill, and that especially that damage. Also, all that lifesteal coming from his equipments literally makes him another immortal god right there.
On the other hand, this Gatotkacha is fully tanked, so this is where he is sustaining. He's giving up those damage as well. This is the play that Jay is making. On the other hand, the Lord is coming in through the mid lane. It is marching down. With Team LCF, they are trying to get an opening. On the other hand, uh, Peter, he is in kind of safe place right now. Looks like the okay. Wait a minute. The flicker play coming in. The base is very less from the side of Team LCF. Looks like the Lord and Team ABM will be taking away this match one.
Well, absolutely. What a brilliant performance from literally both the teams, PG. It doesn't matter who won. In my eyes, both of them played so well. LCF had such a brilliant early gameplay, but that one throw at the base where they all got singled out was the thing where everything started. The gold cap of around 10K slightly filled up till around 3K was only left. And then after that, ABM, this, especially that Vexana, she did start prioritizing killing that Valentina because she was providing all the CC, and I think that's what came all the way up. At the same time, that Gatot Kacha getting all his equipments was also a major iconic change in the entire game, which led the entire game into their favor, which led an epical comeback from the side of Team ABM.
Yes, that is true. With that, looks like Team ABM will be sweeping up the game one since and this is best of five series, since we are already into that semi-final, guys. We have to proceed to match two very, very soon. So don't go anywhere. And also do like and subscribe and bring in your friends because it is ABM versus LCF right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Game 2 between ABM and LCF. In the previous game, we did see ABM, with their epic comeback. So, do you think, PG, in this game, will we see ABM take that match once more, or will we see another comeback coming from the side of LCF because they did pretty well in the early game?
Okay, that is true. Since they did not have that early game and they solely relied on to that uh, Claude, who actually carried the game and he actually got that MVP as well. He's maintaining his position of the best goal laner in India. And with that, we are already proceeded towards the game too. Look at that. The bans are already coming in. This will be the respect band to Lom Lom Mike. Looks like it will be a fanny ban coming in. On the other hand, Fovi has been taken out along with the Fovius, the Ruby, the Chip. The Chip is a respect ban to the Apex, I have to say. But a 4 years ban, I think this is a universal ban coming in because, as we all know, how much damage that he deals, and he has that potential to actually 1v5, Asya.
Absolutely, Peachy. He is a monster, especially in the late game. And now that he has been revamped, he can just be in the vanguard, knock back enemies, and he can sustain with that amazing spell vamp he has. Especially in the late game, he is so hard to kill. He can do 1 versus 5. He can disrupt the enemy positions. So yeah, a permanent ban in the tournaments, if you ask me, because all the tournaments I have seen that Phobius handing like getting handed out, the team who has that Phobius is does have a pretty higher end at victory right there. At the same time, I see another assassin ban from the side of ABM. They will be banning out that Hayabusa, and Hylos has also been banned. So Peachy, do you think Edit is open, that Ling is open, Aurora is open, Vexana is open? Could this be among all these mages, or even Zushin is open right there?
Maybe they could, Team ABM could go in with a Ling right now. A Ling is still a viable pick, but I'm not sure. A first pick for Ling, that is a little controversial. So, with that, as you mentioned, the EXP winners, maybe Edith could have been a very good contender here from the side of Team ABM, but looks like a Ling first pick is coming in.
Well, and Peachy, I do believe, since that link has been picked up, there must be something to lock that link down. Maybe a Kufra, maybe a Minsitar, because if those picks are not prioritized, I am sure ABM will be banning them out in phase 2. But at the same time, so many important picks still are left, like that Aurora or Vexana, but they just give up on all four of the heroes, which I thought were potential pick, and they just go again once more for of Valentina right there. Such an evergreen hero. So, Peachy, do you think this was the right call?
I do believe that this is a right call. Valentina is too strong into that. She can actually copy those ultimates. She can actually make a play as well. So that is what Team LCF are looking for. On the other hand, a Grok pick coming in again. In the last game we did see a lot of conceal along with the flicker and the wild charge coming in. This is where Grok was giving it up a team fight. So yes, this is looking strong. On the other hand, Asuna, he is going in for those mages. He's trying to show up, but looks like it will be Radium picking up a Harith into the goal lane. And Team LCF, they have to answer back that Harith goal lane right now. Maybe they will be going in for a Claw or maybe a Luna. So what do you think? What will Team LCF pick, Asya?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a Kufra could be a pretty good option here because just look at that. Now they have even picked up a Harith. Maybe a Minsitar since Kufra, cannot be picked anymore since Grok has been picked up. So Minsitar could be a pretty good pick, but at the same time, Peachy, just look at the team composition from ABM this side. They have that Vexana, they have that Link, they can give so much CC, and while the CC they are locked up in the CC, that Harriet can deal so much damage, especially into the late game. He becomes a monster, and we have witnessed in all the tournaments, in most of the games, Harriet is the one taking up all those skills, especially with that true damage from the side which comes in towards the late game.
Yes, that is true. Both the teams, they are trying to have those a power spike into the late game, into the mid game, and even to the early game as well. A Claude will be the answer back to the At this time, I am curious to know how it will be panning out for both of those heroes to going in. But on the other hand, we are proceeding towards the ban phase. The second ban phase looks like Jay's Gatotkacha will be banned this time. He was annoying. He was trying to initiate, but as you mentioned into the last game, that team ABM were a little late to that. Jay starting up the party, so that is where they were had to cover up those mistakes, and maybe in this gameplay we might be seeing that. But on the other hand, team LCF, they are trying to go in with the same composition as the last game. Don't you think so?
Well, I think so too, PG, but just like you said, that Gatotkacha was a nuisance, especially towards the late game. I did see his passive charge up to almost half of the bar, and the way he was not dying, just like I said, an immortal god at that position. So, yeah, a very respect ban for that J coming from the side of the red team. And at the same time, we do see a Teresla has been banned, but don't you think so? Like they should be banning out a hyper, since that Julian is open. Do you think? And at the same time, I also see an edit hasn't been banned too. So do you think, PG, it could be among these two bans or not?
Oh, maybe or maybe not, because it is not a popular pick from the team side of Team ABM. Probably on the side of Team LCF, they might go in. Looks like Jay's, sorry, not Jay, but Apex's Jawhead will be banned this time. He might be able that make that play against that Grog. It is a viable pick because a few tournaments ago, I did see how they Apex was playing a Jawhead against that Grog. So yes, there we go. Looks like they will be banned. On the other hand, a Julian has been picked off as well, since the Ling is already picked up from the side of Team ABM for the jungler. And Team LCF, they are lacking that. Maybe a Nolan could come into the play this time, or maybe will it be some other assassin?
Well, I think just like you said, a Nolan is a pretty good option, but at the same time, we haven't seen an Xbox getting banned either. So Xbox could also be a pretty good option here, especially because they have that Vexana. When she uses up all her CC, she just retreats for a short period of time. She doesn't have anything left, and that's the point where that Export comes in, especially with that immortality. He has those 4 lives. He can take down that Vexana who is trying to flee. He can take down any of the heroes who are trying to flee, in fact. But instead, I think they will be picking up a CC on the EXP lane. CC is pretty good when it comes to one versus one among those popular EXP heroes, and I think Yuzong is one of them. But look at that, PG, just like I said, and Xborg will be, you know, being picked up, but no, he was just shown. So, do you think that Xborg will be going for the jungler from the side of LCF, or will it be Nolan or something else?
I highly think that it will be a Yuzhong or probably the Khalid coming in. But Apex going in with the Chow tank, a long time no see from Apex. I am excited to see that. On the other hand, Jay is still hovering towards his options and looks like he will be locking down that Yuzhong. Yuzhong can actually escape with that Black Dragon form or actually initiate the team fight with that. And since Jay is known for that, I think he might be doing that petrify plays coming in. But on the other hand, Team LCF, they are lacking a jungler. What will they be picking up to counter that Ling? Looks like the Hayabusa is already banned, the Julian is already banned, or maybe a Xbox could have come into the play, but I'm really not sure since Mai is the assassin player. So, what do you think that what assassin that they could pick? Maybe a Nolan could come into the play, Asuya.
Well, we both have been speaking the same thing that it could be a Lunan or an Xbox, but instead an Alpha has been picked up. I think Alpha, he is a pretty good hero, especially his spell vamp is immense. You need to dedicate some anti heal for that Alpha right there. But at the same time, PG, I do think that they lack a bit of CC, don't you think so?
Okay, maybe yes, that is true. But the CC coming in from the Grok, from the Alpha charge as well, that will be a pretty strong. But I really have to say how I forgot that Alpha pick coming in. Since Alpha is open, this will be a good counter for that link. On the other hand, there we go. We are already into the loading screen. This will be a match number two between Team ABM versus Team LCF.
Yes, and looking at both the drafts, I think both of them have picked pretty well. At the same time, I do believe a Chow tank is kind of new. I haven't seen a Chow being picked as a tank in so many tournaments that I've casted, and both the teams are proceeding on with their blue buffs. So I think they will be looking to gang the opposite lanes.
Uh-huh. Yes, that is true. Both the junglers they are opting for a different kind of rotation. So that is coming strong for them. But on the other hand, Ling has that advantage. He is as he is the assassin. He can make a pretty quick rotation, maybe to the bot, to the mid. He has that advantage. But the look at that, I think the rotation coming in from Vexana, they are trying to make that MPL play coming in, where Vexana will be trying to go in for the lanes coming in from EXP right before the turtle, so they will be level 4 together. But do you think that the first turtle, who will be the one winning it? Will it be Lomlo Mai, or will it be the Ryu?
Well, hard to say at this point because both the teams are doing pretty well, and they have that Vixana and that Valentina, the mages, which are pretty well. At the same time, I think that Vixana is in a very tight spot right there, but Yuzong intervenes. I think the first blood will be taken away by that Yuzong onto that Alpha, and at the same time, that Tempest of Blades coming from that link. But I think he is in a pretty low HP, so he will be retreating. Well, and to answer your question at the same time, PT, I think since the first blood has been given away by that Alpha, I think it should be they like ABM will be having an upper hand on that turtle. Do you think so too?
Highly possible. Yes, he does have the upper hand since the Litho is already into his hands. So his retribution is one level ahead, right, from the Alpha. But on the other hand, Alpha is already there. Ling, he might be joining him very soon. His blue buff is yet to be gone, but looks like Team LCF, it is a uncontested turtle into the hands of LCF. Yuzhong did not go to zone him out. Even the tank, even the Chow did not go. But on the other hand, maybe an possible invade coming in. There is this Chow using up the flicker, the Tempest of Blade coming in, three members into the mid lane from the both sides. But okay. But on the top lane also, the Blazing Duet coming into the play. What is happening right now, Asia?
Well, if you ask me about the side lanes, Peachy right there, Yuzong and CC both are pretty good picks, and I do see that Ling is charging onto that Yuzong, but I think it will be a pretty hard thing to kill that CC right there because her passive gives her immense lifesteal. So you need to pressure gank her just like they are doing right now, and she will be taken down. Oh my god! And just like I was saying, it's pretty hard for Yuzong to kill that CC because she is pretty strong one versus one. At the same time, the same thing has to be done for that Harriet because Claude cannot counter that Harriet pretty well, and I don't know what's happening right there, but Ling is escaping in a pretty low HP at the same time. That 1 HP Harith instead takes down that Grog. Oh my god, and he has instead been taken down by that Alpha. So PT, please take it up.
I think that might be a possible disengage coming in from both the sides. This is looking strong as well. But on the other hand, since the pick of, the first blood was already the Lom Mai, he is kind of trying to get up his score. He's trying to farm as well. He is making sure that he is there for his teammate. They are into this bush. They are trying to get a gank, but looks like that is just not possible, being spotted out by that Vexana. The Vultures coming in into the river area. Looks like Alpha going in with the Alpha Charge. The Zaman force being dropped as well. Had it. He won't be spared.
PG, they are doing what they are supposed to do. They are doing it, and they are doing it in the best way because Harith will be pretty hard to counter, especially in the late game. He can, just use two dashes and take down the members. team fight, take it up.
Wait a minute, the link would went in with the retribution. He will be sealing up the turtle right in the front of team LCF. Looks like Jay will be joining in with the black dragon from the Zaman force being forced, but it looks like three members down already from the side of team LCF. ABM have the upper hand with that team fight.
Well, absolutely. You know, that gameplay coming from that link is an absolute devastation for LCF right there, because he did manage to take that turtle down. At the same time, I think that CC, they will be looking to gang that CC, because she's been free for this entire time while they've been trying to gang that Harith one by one. Just like I was mentioning before, he will be pretty hot, like hitting like a truck in the late game. So yeah, I think LCF is doing a pretty good job this game. Don't you think so, Vici?
Yes, that is true, Asuya. As you mentioned that the Yuzhong will be scary into the late game. Yes, that is true, Asuya. With the Petrify combo coming in. But wait a minute, looks like the team fight has started dabbling, going in with the Tempest of Blade. He is kind of low, but looks like into the bot lane there is some skirmish. And on the other hand, Ryu has been picked off by that Valentina. But Ryu made sure that he would be slaying Lomlo Mai in that process. But in the bot lane, looks like CC is losing against that Yuzhong.
Well, you know, she did get bit off, and that Yuzong has a bit more gold than that CC, so it does make sense. At the same time, the Zaman Force has been poked up, but he is not dealing enough damage, and Claude just flickers away. And then three members from LCF are trying to support their marksman, but at the same time, ABM has also made their way right there, and I see an engage trying to happen there. So, Peachy, please take it up.
Okay, the disengage is already there. Both the teams, they are trying to go in for neck to neck coming in, because the score, it is not wide apart, but the gold difference, it is coming slowly by slowly. On the other hand, the Lord is trying to take in, not the Lord, but the turtle. Looks like the Eternal Guard will be popped along with the black dragon form. The Lord will be picked up by Vexana from the side of team ABM. A mega kill into the hands of Jay. He is going strong with that combo that he has for the Yuzhong. Turrets have been picked up right and left as well.
Well, absolutely. And just look at that. I think Yuzong and that Harith will be swapping their lanes right now, because it is actually becoming kind of hard for the Yuzong to, pick on to that CC. And it's at the same time, I see that Vixana escaping in pretty low HP, and Yuzong coming up and taking that Valentina, protecting their mage as she flickers away. Oh my god, what beautiful gameplay coming from both the teams right there, PG.
Yes, that is true. Both the teams, they do have a strong team fight coming in, a strong determination as well, but only one can actually win the game. And since this is a best of 5 series, both the teams have to battle it out for the next game as well, for this game as well. I am excited to see how it will be panning out for both the teams. Looks like the Way of Dragon will be used there, but the Wild Stars coming in, connecting on to Lom Lom Mai as well. So looks like it will be a pick off there. On the other hand, Yuzhong pops up his black dragon form way too early, but he survives. He is still alive.
Well, absolutely. And did you just see that Grok moving, like literally concealing away in 1 HP? What a brilliant gameplay coming from him, because Link was trying to follow him up. And at the same time, that makes me, reminds me that how beautiful that gameplay from Link is once again. He is prioritizing the most important targets right there. And one more thing which I want to mention is that Alpha has been, getting picked off way too much. He should be like waiting for his team to initiate, but instead he is in the front lane right there, being killed as the first person, connecting in all that chain CC from that Vexana as well as that Ling, and then the damage coming from that Harith is too much. And as the Lord has spawned, I think an engage will be happening right there.
Maybe not right now, Asuya, but the strong presence of ABM's aggression, that is really a lot. They are trying to pick up the mid lane. It is not possible, because Team LCF, they are already trying to get the river control. Both the teams are trying to get river control because the Lord is up. This will be a very early Lord, a level 1 Lord. I want to see who will be winning this retribution battle. Will it be Lom Lom Mai or will it be Ryu? Lom Lom Mai, he is at a disadvantage right now, because how the Chow is zoning him out, going in with the way of dragon onto him, and his team is actually following up with the Chow, despite Chow being up single pick of target. But on the other hand, the wild charge is connecting onto Team ABM very slow. That is where Team LCF have to step up. So look at that, four members into the bush already, Asya.
Well, absolutely. And we do see that Lord Alpha trying to start that Lord right there, but Ling and the entire team has not made the way up yet. And just look at that Croc trying to dissuade that Ling, and a team fight has come up, so PG, please take it out.
Okay, looks like Yuzhong will be going in with the way of dragon. The Olomomai will be picked up into the hands of Harith. Soundreal going in or trying to take down the Apex. Apex just went in with the way of dragon onto Olomomai again, since the pickoff was already there. A 2-1 trade coming in from the side of team LCF to ABM. The Zaman force being popped already. Looks like Error will be picked off into the hands of Ryu. A three-member down. Will it be a free Lord? But looks like Team ABM, they are going for those turrets.
Well, if you ask me, PG, you know that Alpha needs to stop soloing first of all. They need to wait for the tank to initiate. And at the same time, Valentina needs to pick off the right ultimates right there, especially that Eternal Guard. And when that Chow is using his CC, he needs to drop that bomb onto him so that the CC is cancelled. I think that's the only way, because just look at them just losing all the team fights even though they are engaging. And at the same time, that Ling with that beautiful gameplay connecting onto that Claude. And at the same time, I think that Claude will be charging back, but he will be taken down by that Link, and Tempest of Blades incoming. And Yusam also is too deep inside, so I think he will be shut down by that CC. But at the same time, the team has also followed up. And look at that Valentina moving ahead in 1 HP, but at the same time, that true damage from the Harith has taken down CC as well. A complete one-sided, dominated play from the side of ABM, don't you think so, BG?
Yes, I agree with you. So y'all look at that three-member already down. I'm looking at the Chow. He is already into the face of Lom Lom Mai. On the other hand, another engage coming in towards the fountain. Alpha picking up the Chow. This time it will be the reverse coming in. The Zaman force has been popped as well coming in from Harith. He is kind of low, but he is there. The Lord already trying to march down towards the fountain, but it is just not possible. On the other hand, Vixana is in her 45% of her HP. She will be trying to recall as she should, because she really does not want to be caught into the team fight. On the other hand, Team LCF, the goal difference it is showing right now, it is increasing by time. A almost of 8,000 goal difference I'm looking at, Asya.
Well, absolutely. And with that, Lord, they did manage to take down one turret from the top lane. So I think things are looking bad for LCF. At this point, if you ask me, PG, they need to group up and defend under the shelter of those turrets, because they are being singled out by that Joe, and Valentina is not being able to cancel that thing, or even that wild charge is not coming there on point to save the teammates. And I think, just like I said before, they lack a bit of CC. So I think that's one point which is leading to their downfall in the game. And also, I think they need to, perk up their synergy as well.
Okay, yes, maybe that is the case. Look at that, they are grouping up. Looks like they are hearing you, Asuya. But wait a minute, the disrespect coming in from Ryu. He is on to their inhibitors. Another Chow trying to go in. Looks like the Alpha Charge will be popped as well. Eternal Guard coming in, trying to do the knock up. Jay going in with the Black Dragon form. He's soaking up those damage coming in. And this is where the mid lane turret, the inhibitor turret pickoff is already there. The Lord coming in less than 20 seconds. This is a very, very big Lord. Maybe for the team ABM or maybe for the team LCF. I am excited to know.
Well, I do see LCF trying to, charge in, but I think it will be pretty hard for them. Just look at the damage from that Harith, and that Zaman Force has been popped up, but that ultimate from CC binding those two people, not allowing them to follow up. But look at that damage from that Harith at the same time. Tempest of the Blades will be taking down two members, and that Eternal Guard doing that CC, and only Claude is left to defend that base. So I don't think so. He will be able to successfully. Just look at that inside the base, the damage from that Harith, and I think so ladies and gentlemen, this game, the second match, will also be taken away by ABM. What a beautiful synergy! What a beautiful gameplay! So, Peachy, what do you think of
Uh,
this game?
Oh my God, a 2-0 coming in from the side of team ABM. Looks like they were able to pick up another win, a winning streak up to themselves. Looks like Radium will be crowned as the MVP again. He has dealt so much damage. He's having the highest kill so far into the game. This was absolute domination by they just gave team LCF. They just gave away the lane. I think that is where their downfall was. On the other hand, both the teams they performed well, but as we all know, how only one can proceed ahead. Only one can win this match, and it was Team ABM.
Well, absolutely. And I think we will be signing off by this game, but all the audience right there watching this game, please stay tuned to know which team will take the winner right there. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are with the game 3 in the best of 5 between LCF and ABM. We did see, ABM take up those two matches previously with their beautiful synergy and team composition. So here we are for the third game. I am your caster Asuya, and this time I will be joined by another brilliant voice, Ray. So, Ray, do you think will ABM be taking this game away as well with a 3-0, or will we be able to see some comeback coming from the side of ABM?
Thank you for that great introduction, as always, Ashia. And to answer your question, I am also curious. I mean, after all, ABM is crowned as India's one of the top 10 teams, so they obviously have that momentum carrying on. Not to mention, you just told me that they have scored up 2-0. And oh, just like we were discussing, the Ling is on the side of Team LCF this time. But anyways, to answer your question, I think ABM has a solid chance considering how well aware of they are of Team LCF's draft and how they have dominated them in two games. But at the same time, you can never predict. I have seen even underdog teams going against the top ones and making a comeback, so anything can be possible. And I'm ready to witness what this game will give us. Anyways, back to you, Asuya. You can, tell me what picks do you think they will be doing based on the two games that you have witnessed and casted?
Well, first of all, that chip ban is a respect ban for Apex. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, that Fanny ban is another respect ban because in the first game, Lom Lom Mai, he absolutely devastated the entire land of Dawn in the first game because he was
Oh.
invincible the way he was fighting, taking down the priority targets. And at the same time, in the second game, ABM did pick up that Ling, and that Ling again was an absolute disaster. The way he was prioritizing is, such a good thing to watch. So, but this time LCF has taken up that Ling. At the same time, Ray, what do you think about that Aurora and Edith pick incoming? Because we did see Vexana picked up in the last game, and but these two picks are quite new in this round.
Okay, thank you for your great recap as usual, Asuya. And it is very surprising to hear that Lomlom. I mean, Lomlom Mai is indeed a great assassin and a jungler user, so it's no surprise that he was dominating. But it is surprising to hear that the side of Team LCF were not able to win even after that domination. It means ABM can, despite the early domination from the side of Team. LCF, they were able to make a comeback because they are scoring 2-0 right now. So I'm curious what they will be going for in this game because this time, just like you said, the Ling was absolutely devastating for the opposing side. So let's see if the same things will happen this time and Team LCF will be able to make a comeback with this Ling.
The same time, Ray, that Grok has been picked for all the three games now
Ooh.
because the first game, Grok, because in the first game he was picked up by ABM and he did a
Mhm.
pretty amazing job with his CC, with his wild charge, with his walls. And in the second game, that Grok had been taken up by that LCF. So now again, he has made it back into the hands of Apex, who is a pretty good tank user, don't you think so, Ray?
Actually, me and Apex go very long because if you many people remember, Grog used to be the strongest hero in the land of Dawn, but like I think like even 12 seasons ago, and back then Apex was like the global Grog. So it is so like nostalgic to see him playing Grog again. Like it is one of his, I think, iconic picks back then. Not now, but it is, I think, coming back to the surface as I'm seeing him pick up the Grog again. And I'm really, really interested to see what kind of flicker wall charge plays he will be making in, because that is one of the most exciting parts of seeing a good Grok, from my perspective at least. And we are seeing a Tigreal ban coming in from the side of ABM. Like, did LCF do really great implosion plays, Asuya?
Um, well, I think there was the Tigreal was only picked up once by
Mm-hmm.
Apex, but he was singling out the marksman, but the team
Oh.
had didn't have enough follow up. But in the end, it seemed to be a victory for LCF, but ABM did made an epic comeback when a small mistake led to a throw from the side of LCF. So, but at the same time, something which I want to mention right here is just look at LCF's composition. Like they did pick up that edit, and the only two things which counter the edit are absolute CC from that Aurora, or that Lolita. But both of the things have been taken up by LCF at this point, and at the same time they even have that link. And I don't see, even a single hero who can lock down that link, because he is pretty mobile and his damage is amazing. So, Ray, do you think like the draft from the side of LCF is better, or ABM will again, be better at their team synergy and prove that meta heroes doesn't matter? It matters is your skills and the team synergy.
Just while you were proceeding to ask me about the draft, we are seeing an unexpected, the immortality hero being picked off from the side of team ABM at this point. It is none other than the Argus. I was going to say that I was curious to see what will be the EXP laner for the side of team ABM, so I could give you an honest answer. And like I was expecting to see perhaps the Yuzong again. Maybe it could even be a CC. It could be so many heroes, but I was not like, the Argus was the last hero that I actually expected, because you don't ever see him going for that EXP lane. It is always the goal lane. So I'm really curious to see how ABM is planning to work out the Argus by Jay. Jay recently has started going to the EXP lane, and he has been picking various heroes, and I'm curious to see how he will work out a very non-meta pick, that is the Argus on the EXP lane, as we head on to the Land of Dawn and ABM with that unique draft on their side. And to answer your question, at least for now, I am siding towards the side of LCF. I think they have an overall better draft.
Well, absolutely. And at the same time, I do see both the junglers starting onto the blue buff. So maybe they will be looking to gank the opposite lanes. And at the same time, answering your question, it's been quite some time since I saw Argus in a tournament, but when he in the late game, he is an absolute monster. He can single out people. He can just literally one shot them if he is, farmed enough. So I think he will be getting ganked, and he will be the first blood right there. Oh my god. Like LCF has started the rotation so well, and just look at that Lolita second skill countering that Vexana. At the same time, I think Edith will be seeing that Grok, and he will also be taken down. Do you think this is overextension? Because LCF has that complete counter for ABM right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think their composition is very weird. I mean, Argus on an EXP lane, Argus already requires babysitting because he is such a vulnerable target. I mean, he is a food for that lane. And considering he went to the EXP lane where you're supposed to be solo, where you're supposed to be left alone by your teammates, I think that is a bit of an odd decision from the side of team ABM. A questionable draft, in my opinion, at least, because he will not be able to be any useful to the side of his team. And you can see the Ling has already started to snowball, 2 kills under his name, and that is not looking good for the side of team ABM so far. And I think, like, I will wait and see how this Argus will be able to perform in this game. But in my opinion, I think that is a very poor EXP pick, don't you think, Sasha?
Well, absolutely, especially because Argus can be interrupted by CC, and they have edits, they have that Aurora, they have that link for the knockup, and even that Grok for the knockup. So I don't know what they were trying to do with that Argus once again, and that Newman blast coming on to 3 people, but it was short term, so not much of the stun right there. But at the same time, I do see engage happening, and look at the damage and the frost coming from the Aurora, and as a result, Lolita has been taken down. And I think that Vexana is also
Oh,
in a very bad position, and Aurora flickers and takes that kill away. Oh my god. Like two of the people retreating in such low HP, I think this was not a good trade on the side of ABM once again.
yep, I absolutely agree with you. They are falling behind at this point. But one thing that really surprised me, like Jay still has his ultimate. Somehow he didn't pop it off in that team fight, but I think he was also playing from a passive side and not engaging that much. So if any of the teammates of the side of Team LCF will gank him, I think he will be fine at this point. I mean, this is where Argus really has the opportunity to shine. It is to be immortal. Just in case he's ganked by 4 people, he will be able to sustain long enough for his team to make an engage. Oh, Frigid Glacier coming in from that Aurora, Ling with that Tempest of Blades, securing another kill onto the Apex. Right, Ling right now absolutely snowballing. He already has 3 kills, and he will also definitely get his Berserker's Fury soon, which will give him the power spike that he needs. And things are just not looking good for the side of Team ABM, and it might be the comeback the side of LCF is looking for.
Well, absolutely. And I, partially blame that draft too because LCF have, almost all the meta heroes currently. And I think they will be looking to gank on that Beatrix because she is the only one who hasn't died. And look at that poke coming from all the 4 people right there. But the Eternal Guard pops on to nothing. And at the same time, I think someone will be taken down. I think, oh my god, that freeze coming from that Aurora saves that carry away. And at the
Yep,
same time, we do
and
see that turtle is engaged happening for a turtle, and that tempest of blade from that link will be taking down those 2 people. And yes, look at that Argus in 1 HP. I think he will be able to take down that Edith, but no, just 1 HP, and she still lives. Ray.
yep, I mean, that is the issue with an Argus. He is really built like a marksman. Like, he needs his item, he needs his core items first to deal any form of significant damage onto the enemy side. And instead of going to the gold and going to the EXP where your gold earning is quite low. So I think that is just a very sus decision from the side of ABM. I mean, what is Jay supposed to do at this point? He cannot defend, he cannot go in front. And I think that is what is going to be the downfall for the side of ABM. They do not have a frontliner. I mean, look at Apex. He has died 3 times because there is nobody to soak up any damage except for him. He is the only one who can go front. Oh, Numinant Blast coming in, but since there was no flicker, but Revitalize for Isle of Kicks on that Lolita, the Vexana just moves away. And I think so far we're both seeing a safe gameplay coming in from both sides. But I think one thing to notice is that Argus, despite being such a suspect in the early phases, he will be a menace to deal with in the late game. And side of LCF needs to look out for. Oh, that Revitalize came in clutch, was able to help Lolita survive for quite a while, but she will be taken down anyways.
Well, absolutely, and I do believe, LCF will be trying to take that top turret as Ling is still there, and I don't see Beatrix. I think
Oh,
that Ling will be looking to take that Beatrix, but at the same time, I see that wild charge coming onto that Aurora along with that wall, but she just flickers away. And just as I said, that Beatrix has been taken down, and LCF will be taking that first turret from the top lane. But I think a trade off could be coming in the mid lane because a lot of people have gathered right there.
ooh, I think you are absolutely right, but I think Apex would be the one answering to the Ling who had jumped in with the Tempest of Blades. He barely missed it as Grok flickered away, but oh, so many flickers and resources being wasted into that mid lane as Team ABM is forced to retreat. And I think this is another uncontested turtle, and I think this is the third and the last one as the Lord will be coming in 120 seconds, and Team LCF is looking for the side of domination. Argus popped up his ultimate quite early on, but the damage is just not sufficient. I mean, look at him, he's charging onto Aura, but he couldn't even take down the mage. And at this point, like, I think the side of ABM is just, they don't have sufficient damage, sufficient sustain. They do not have anything to answer against the onslaught that is coming from the side of Team Lakshmi Chit Fund. Oh, another engage coming in. That beautiful Frigid Glacier coming in from that Aura was able to freeze that. Oh, Lolita is the one who actually secured that double kill. Another freeze coming in onto that Julian. He is trying to retreat, but a legendary for that Ling. And things are looking just absolutely disastrous for the side of Team ABM, who just do not have anything on their side. They have lost turrets, they have lost their objective, and they are losing bodies left and right. And if they are not able to hold off until late game where Jay could get his damage, things are just not looking good. But Lom Lom Mai on that link, another legendary.
Well, absolutely. Just look at that. It's been 8 minutes into the game, and just look at the scoreboard, 16-4, and the goal rate of around 7K. Just look at LCF. Their equipments have built up. Look at that lane, and look at their damage at the same time. I
Beautiful.
believe that LCF is ganking a bit well in this game. Maybe they are under the stress of losing the third game. So good job.
Yep, and I think Team ABM also kind of got a little overconfident because I mean Argus will be able to kill that, but he will also be taken down. That is how inefficient he is as an EXP laner. I think on the goal lane he would have been able to do something, and there would be another fighter in front of him. But right now they do not have any other fighter to soak up any form of damage or look for an engage. It is Apex against the whole of Lakshmi Chit Fund who has to do the front lining, who has to check the bushes, who has to do everything, and it's just not looking good for them because Grok has been taken down 5 times and he just has no sustain at this point, and the Lord will be taken uncontested by Lakshmi Chit Fund.
Well, Ray, as I was gonna mention before, they have nothing to pick on that lane, and that is why, he's literally wreaking havoc into the battlefield. Just look at his damage and the way he is performing his Tempest of Blades, dancing and killing everyone on sight, especially the priority targets, locking onto that Beatrix, locking onto that Vexana, which are the majority damage dealers. At the same time, Julian is trying to take on the priority targets as well, but they have that Lolita to counter them, and Carrie isn't dying either because she has farmed up. Just look at that goal lead and just look at the scoreboard too. So Ray, what do you think? Should ABM do?
I think at this point, the only thing they can possibly do is just defend, defend, defend until Argus is able to farm up to the point that Argus will be able to take down the Aurora and the carry himself because he does have that inspire on him. But at this point, that 10k gold deficit is really, really making them suffer as most of their outer turrets are already taken down. And I think Team LCF is looking for, and just look at the goal difference. The inclination from the side of Team LCF is just way too much. We see the Frigid Glacier being popped in, and I think Vexana will be taken down as well. Argus is trying to make a play with his ultimate. He barely survives. Oh no, he is taken down as well. This is the weakness of an Argus on that EXP lane. I think the draft itself gave them such a disadvantage. Just they're just falling to the snowball that is coming from the side of Team LCF, especially that link on Lam Lam Mai.
Absolutely, and just look at that. I think that Grog will be. No, he just conceals, runs away, and at the same time, Julian with his combo and Edit trying to save his teammates, but I think she will also be taken down. Is this an epic comeback? Oh my god, that beautiful ultimate coming from that Beatrix onto that Aurora, taking that kill. Oh my god, she has become the next sniper in the land of Dawn Ray. So, do you think an epic comeback from the side of ABM is possible right now?
I think it is possible, but there was a kind of a mistake for the side of Lom Lom Mai because if you didn't know that Beatrix is actually one of those marksmen that can one versus one link due to her absolute burst and life steal that comes from her passive of having the Nibiru as well as the other weapons. And I think Ling got a little bit overconfident and he was taken down, and the first shutdown for the side of Team ABM gave them the comeback that they were looking for, and they have gained most of their goal. I mean, you can see Ryu has also purchased his Holy Crystal finally, and I think Ling is trying to look for a pickoff as well. And Beatrix also has the Wind of Nature. He really, really needs to be careful if he wants to lock into that Radium. And I think at this point, 12 minutes onto the game, Argus also has 3 of his items. Beatrix has most of her core items, and I think they will be able to make a comeback because they do scale off late game really well.
Well, Ray, I have to tell you that the same thing happened even in the first game. The LCF
Mhm.
was utterly dominating. They had cleared the base. The base was almost naked from two sides, but then they just commit one mistake, just like they did right now. And
Mhm.
ABM got that comeback. They got that chance. The goal
Oh,
lead was already covered up, and just look at that. I think it
oh.
was overextension once more at the part of ABM because I think that Argus will also be taken down. Well, I think they threw a good opportunity they had, don't you think so, Ray?
Like look at this. I think the Lolita will be zoning out that Beatrix, the Radium completely. And he does not get taken down. But anyways, to proceed on to what you were saying, I think LCF did a little bit of a blunder on that engage where Ling was shut down, giving ABM a little bit of a window of opportunity. But at the same time, Team ABM also did the same mistake on that bot lane, and they gave out Ryu, the the jungler for their side, who, and once he was taken down, the side of Lamlomai was easily able to secure the Lord because he knew there was no contestant coming in, and this will be the Luminous Lord, and I think they will be losing out an inhibitor turret.
Well, absolutely, and I do see an engage happening in the top lane, and as a result, Edith has been taken down. Oh my god. Like they should have waited for the Lord because Lord is still marching on. Losing that Edith could be a crucial thing because I do see, providing immense help with her CC. I did see her taking that kills, securing the kills with her uh, flicker, but at the same time, I think that Argus will be using up his ultimate as the Lord marches down the mid lane. ABM will be able
Oh,
to successfully defend.
and like if ABM is actually able to pull off their defenses really well, they do have a slight advantage because Argus being a squishy hero that he is in the early phases. Oh, that sniper coming in into Hui Speeder, barely surviving because of that Bloodwing's passive. I think Hui Speeder really need to watch out his position from that sniper from Radium coming in, and they need to be careful. But anyways, following up what I said is that right now, like the goal difference, as it will become negligible because it is late game and both teams will be getting most of their items. Argus has a very solid chance in taking down Hui Speeder, even Lomlom Mai, because the crit damage coming in from him would be way too overwhelming. And the side of LCM, they need to do something. They need to end early, or they will be facing the consequences of dragging this game on as we proceed on to almost 16 minutes into the game.
Well, absolutely. And at this point, both the teams are clearing the lanes, trying to, wait for the Lord. But I think that Argus was way too overconfident. He will be popping off his ult, but getting back that health. And yes, he did, was able to almost take down that Aurora. But instead, Grok secures the kill. But look at that Beatrix trying to run. I mean, such a low HP, but the Tempest of Blades will be taking her down. And Grok trying to follow up that Edith, and Edith's ult has also been exhausted. Only three people remaining from the side of LCF. So, Ray, do you think this is actually once again, a comeback from the side of ABM?
I think ABM has, just like I said, really solid chance because the Argus is doing his deed right now. He has his damage and he was able to catch on to that aura, just like you said. Oh, and Ling is also taken down, the jungler, down during the Lord, and this will be such an easy secure for the side of Team ABM. Oh, I think Kerry is trying to look for an engage onto that Apex, but she was denied as Grok just uses the wild charge and goes away. Oh, he's still trying to look for an engage, and I think Argus is onto the scene as well. They're trying to take down the Edith quite unnecessarily, in my opinion. Winter Crown will be exhausted as and I think that was a bad decision on the side of Ryu. I think they should have just gone for the Lord, but both junglers being down, I think this Lord could go to anyone. Oh, I think ABM has a chance to take the Lord because Team LCF is not able to approach the seen properly a Lord for the side of Team ABM as they are making the comeback. As it is the late game, they're making use of that Beatrix, they're making use of that Argus, and things are not looking good for the side of Team Lakshmi Chit Fund.
Well, Ray, when the Grok was right there, solo, that carry, she has that true damage and she's all farmed up at this point. So I think they should have, before that Grok checked the lane, that Edit should have tried to do some CC onto him and it would have been an easy kill. And, since they lost their roamer, it could have been a completely different story. But since they did not do that, there we go. ABM with the Lord marching from the top lane, and it's a level 2 Lord, so I think it will be pretty hard to defend.
Yep, this is another Luminous Lord marching down on their lane as they have lost most of their outer turrets and only one standing. The inhibitor will face the onslaught from the enhanced attack that the Lord will be doing soon. And Team LCF really needs to defend well, or I think no. I think inner turret inhibitor will be taken down. Oh, I think Edith was trying to make a play and was successful. Error taking down Radium on that Beatrix. Really good engage in my opinion, because he was able to take down the ADC, but he was also punished from the side of ABM by the Vexana's Eternal Guard. And so far, I think both teams are doing like equal amount of trading, despite the scoreboard, favoring for the side of Team LCF. I think ABM is right now the dominating one, as they have farmed and they have most of their items. The Argus has scaled really well as the Beatrix, and they are pushed into their bases as they cannot even go for their blue buff.
Well, absolutely,
Oh,
and I think Link shouldn't be going there, and that Lolith are trying to put that Newman on blast and that Tempest of Blades incoming. Will there be a follow up? And yes, that Croc
oh,
has been frozen, but he flickers away, but he will be shut down by that carry
oh,
at the same
oh,
time. That Link trying to take on to that Vexana has been killed by that Julian instead. At the
oh.
same time, I think that Argus will be trying to look to clear that bot lane because he hasn't used his ultimate just yet, and he is looking to lock up onto someone. And look at that, he is there, right there, using
Uh,
his ultimate. He's getting CC'd, so he will be kind of useless right now, and the damage coming from that carry will be taking him down. And I think ABM should be retreating right now. Well, Ray, I think both the teams are over engaging a lot. Just look at that, it's almost 20 minutes into the game now. The one team could have been, won so long ago, but they are throwing one by one.
Yeah, but I think you're absolutely right. I mean, LCF was overconfident and overengaged onto Radium, which gave them the momentum. That triple kill completely turned the tides around 180, and the side of ABM were able to go into the dominating side. But just like you said, after taking down that inhibitor, I don't know why Argus charged into four people. Like that was so unnecessary from his side, and he was taken down as LCF is trying to capture the Lord 4 versus 5. Oh, but that brilliant kill onto Isle of Pigs, but it was just a distraction as LCF was able to secure that Mega Lord as it is 20 minutes. I think it is also in an awkward position. Carry being locked in, beautiful wall coming in. She dashes away. Frigid Glacier coming in as well. Both teams just trading blow after blow, using most of their resources as they're forced to back away. ABM is trying to make a retreat as the Lord will be marching down on the mid lane. But look at the damage from that Argus. He solo took down that Lord, not giving the opportunity for the side of LCF to do anything.
Well, absolutely, Ray. What a beautiful gameplay coming from the side of both the teams, especially, onto that top lane where Grok did try to take down that carry using his wall, but at the same time, as she dashed away, that same wall was the, obstacle which saved that carry as Aurora came up with a freeze. What an exciting match at this point. Both the teams are doing pretty well. Even though we did think that LCF has the upper hand, just look at that comeback coming from that. Oh my god, that Grok just stealing away that red buff from the lane. Oh god.
In the later phases, resources do not matter that much, but it is just funny to see the roamer just stealing the buff so casually as we proceed into 21 minutes into the game. And I think at this point, both teams are very cautious of each other, and they are just not trying to do any overextension. But you can never be sure. I think Argus is, Jay on that Argus, he is a little bit confident that he can take down anyone, but he needs to wait for his teammates because they have such a solid chance during the 5 seconds of immortality that Jay will have. The damage that he will be dealing will be way too overwhelming for who is Peter as well as Sunreal on that carry. So I think they need to take advantage of that and take down the squishy heroes as fast as possible. Lumlumai trying to look for an engage, but I think but he was in an odd position, but he was able to dash away because he was in full energy. But just like I was saying, I will follow it up. I think LCF needs to watch out for Argus, and the same time, Team ABM needs to utilize that Argus because they have the advantage in the later phases now.
Well, absolutely. And one more thing, Ray, right there, LCF base is completely naked. They do not have even a single turret inhibitor remaining. At the same time, ABM has, still managed to secure those three turrets as they are not letting LCF out of the base near the base of ABM. So the super minions charging in from the side of ABM is, I think, creating a lot of problem right there because they're actually having a hard time clearing those minions. And at the same time, Eret trying to gank that Argus, but he will be using his ultimate. And look at that critical damage coming from him. He will be escaping, but that frigid glacier onto that Grok, I think he will be taking up. But no, he just flickers away. But at the same time, Tempest of Blades and Numenon Blast have been wasted up. And both the teams are trying to look for an engage to, at least take one person down because the Lord has spawned. And this is the major Lord which will decide the winner of the third match, Ray.
Yep, definitely it is a Megalord and it will be quite tanky to take down. But you know, a funny thing, both sides have really, really strong meltdown heroes because they have the Argus to take down that Lord as well as they have the carry to melt down any oncoming Lord. So I think both teams will be safe and they just have to, make sure that they do not lose any of their team members. Oh, Ling is trying to look for an engage, but Argus does have his ultimate. And in the later phases, oh, I think his ultimate is used and I think they should Fighters taking him down. Oh, one person down from the side of Team ABM. Oh, Lolita also falls. Isle of Cakes being taken down. Oh, Vexana's immortality also been popped. A shutdown from the side of Team LCF. And I think looking at the at least the hero pool, like the ones who are alive, I think Team LCF does have the advantage, and they really, really need to prioritize if they want to take this victory home, if they want to win as quickly as possible. While Jay and Abhi are down.
Well, absolutely. And they will be taking up this opportunity to take down that Lord
Oh,
since two of the members are still down. But we do see a concealed game play trying to steal onto that Lord. But no, it doesn't matter. The Eternal Guard has been popped up and the immortality of that Julian goes down. But he
oh,
pops up that Winter Crown. What a beautiful gameplay. But at the same time,
oh,
Edith will be taking him down. And I do see that Croc with that wild charge. But I think he will not be able to escape this onslaught since he is alone right there. And yes, he has also been taken down. Four members down, only Beatrix remaining, a lord with such hefty HP onto the base of ABM. Although Argus has respawned, I think it will be pretty hard for them to, defend their base at this point.
and I think Radium was trying to do a backdoor play, but I think he is just being denied non-stop. He will have to retreat back to the base. Oh, Vexana has spawned in back, and the base is completely naked for the side of Team LCF to be taken as they secure game number 3, making an absolute comeback onto this best of 5 series. And I think I had the doubts about the Argus since the beginning, and I was hoping the Argus will be able to pull off some miracle because he does have most of his items. But I think it was just not enough. The crowd control, just like you mentioned, the Aura, the Edith, the Lolita, it's just way too much for him to even move around, and they were not able to utilize that Argus, and they will lose this victory to the side of Team LCF.
Well, absolutely. We do see the third match coming from the side of Team LCF. So, yes, they are still into the tournament, and we will be seeing them fight for the next game as well. It might be the match point again for ABM, but who knows? We will see another beautiful gameplay coming from the side of Team LCF. So, everyone in the audience, stay tuned for the exciting matches ahead. We will be signing out for now.
Welcome back, viewers, and this is game number 4. And like, I'm really, really curious to see what is going to happen in this game, just like you are, because we've just witnessed how LCF made an absolute comeback onto the side of ABM. And, anyways, I will introduce myself again. I am Ray, but this time I will be joined by another brilliant caster, and it will be Fredo joining in me for game number 4. So, Fredo, how are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm really fine tonight because this match is just making the night more interesting.
Mm-hmm,
Because LCF just pulled a comeback in the last match, which was so unexpected, but a little
mm-hmm,
bit expected because of the draft coming in
uh-huh.
from the side of Team ABM. Picking up that Argus was a mistake, I guess, and yeah, they will be looking to rectify it this time and seal the victory for them in that final spot. But for now, the bans are already setting in. We can see the Fanny ban coming in, respecting Lom Lom Mai on the other side, and the Katot Kacha also being banned this time though. Why do you think the Katot Kacha though has been banned here?
I think on to game number 2, the Gatot Kacha were made a kind of a comeback. The all the jumping ultimates that were coming from him, it were way too precise. The who is Peter on the mage was having such a time to find a comfortable position to use his skills that I think they have realized that Jay might be going for the Gatot Kacha again, and they do not want him flying him back to the side of the back line and jump in onto who is Peter. So they just decided, now we do not want any one of those headaches, and they will just ban him out. And I think very respect worthy ban, considering, just like you mentioned, that Argus pick was just not an app like any use or any threat to them, so they are not afraid of that either. So let's see. Oh, it's the Hayabusa ban coming in, I guess respecting Ryu's jungle. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
But that means the here, and that is why the Ling will be picked up immediately by Ryu here. And you know how good Ryu is on that Ling. Even Lom Lomba is very good as well. But the Hayabusa has been banned, the Fanny has been banned, and the Ling has been picked up. So I am really not sure what Lom Lombai will be thinking to play in this game. But so far, the Ling is a very, very good pick in any kind of situation.
Ooh,
And picking up that Ling
ooh,
early just shows that
ooh.
you're very confident about this pick.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that Ling, it is funny considering that anytime Ling has been picked into this best of 5 series so far, the team that picked the Ling, it was the ABM first, and then just now LCF won with the Ling. Uh, so it is hilarious to see they are giving the Ling out, but at the same time, I think they wanted to do a trade because they want the Phobias after all, considering his presence in the meta and how much he can dive into the backline and do the sustain. I think they wanted to trade in for that Phobias. But just to answer your question, I think Lomlom might will have a little bit of difficulty catching up to the Link's mobility, but it could be a Nolan as well. We'll see. We'll see as the side of Jay is picking out his signature pick. It is the Xborg.
Jay on his Xbox. I mean, it's very, 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 very well known by everyone already that Jay is a menace on that Xbox. Just like, the Tesla maniac that he is, that skin there of that Xbox. Just like that, Jay is also a maniac on this Xbox. And with that, the Vexana has been picked as well to, give that counter CC when the enemy tries to charge in, especially that Hylos there with his glorious pathway along with the phobias with his ultimate, when they will be jumping in, trying to dive in that enemy backline, the Vexana has that CC on her first skill, the Deathly Grasp, to make them dance and counter them out. But meanwhile, the pick coming in will be that Nolan there. I mean, a very, very good pick, I would say, because the Nolan is so good in this current meta right now, especially because of, the way he farms. His farming speed is so much, and the mobility that he provides because of the dashes which he has is also a very, very useful thing. He can dive in and out of team fights and, still be safe and not go down. So, yeah, the Nolan is actually a very good pick coming in from the side of Lom Mai.
Yep, and I was predicting the Nolan pick coming in because I don't think at this point anyone else can match up to that snowball that Ling can do is like I think the only assassin is Nolan himself. Layla's father, who has so many fractures, and his mobility is absolutely insane, and it makes sense why Lomlomai picked it. And now it all comes down to which assassin will be able to maintain his snowball, because I think Ling is a more of a late game scaling hero, so he can have the opportunity to make a comeback. But at the same time, Lomlomai on that Nolan, if he snowballs early on, he can invade the blue buff and deny Ling any form of energy reduction that he can get. So it is all about execution and which team will be able to perform, their best is not sorry, their strategy to the fullest.
Yeah, and the second phase bans have been completed. We can see three goal laners being banned in this second phase because look at that. The Harith has been banned out, the Claude, even the Moskov as well. And the only other ban will be that Valentina in the mid lane. So that means they are trying to deny the ultimate of the Xborg, the ultimate of the Vexana as well, this time to the enemy side. But that means they will be picking up that Faramis to counter out Xborg's last insanity because you know how good Jay is. He can dive in on those backlines and try to clear them out just by himself alone, if he executes that full combo. So that is why the Faramis ultimate Nether Realm will come in handy, just in case they're about to die. So yeah, it's a very good pick coming in from the side of Team LCF.
Yep, absolutely. And to counter that, Apex locking in that Carmilla as well. So far, I'm absolutely loving how both teams are doing their draft well. It is expected when you're facing, two really top, like the top 10 squads in India against of each other. Like, look at the bans. They are denying the Valentina because, just like you said, they do not want the Eternal God. They do not want the last insanity to be taken. But at the same time, seeing the Valentina has been banned down, who is Peter from the side of LCF takes the opportunity and gets the Faramis. And to respond one more thing that you mentioned, three gold laners being banned out. I mean, that is the effect you have when you have Radium, one of the strongest gold laners in this tournament. But there are so many gold laner options available, and he just picked out the Lunox. So far, I think both teams have immaculate draft. Both teams have the counter of each other. Just like you mentioned, the Faramis has a Nether realm to save his teammates just in case there is any form of like Jace plays, as well as Ryu jumping in with the Tempest of Blades. But at the same time, Apex will be prioritizing. If they stick together, like all five of them, he will punish them with his Curse of Blood.
Yeah, and with that, we're back into the land of dawn, guys. We are on the rolling screen. You know the drafts have happened. And look at that. I mean, the draft coming in from both the teams are so good that I cannot really say which draft is going to stand out because they're neck to neck. I mean, look at that carry there. The carry there, he can melt down that Carmilla pretty easily, especially because the Carmilla doesn't even have a vengeance here. So, yeah, it will be even easier. But this time, in this game, it will be very interesting to see if the Nolan will be able to get that early snowball that he really needs in this game. So with
Yep.
this, we will be finding out which one can perform better, especially because we know how Phobius is good in this EXP in this meta, but we also know that Jay is one of the best in the country in that Xbox. So the fight are already happening in that mid lane. Look at that, the Apex so low there.
Huh? Oh my god. Oh my god. Will
Oh,
they be taken down? No. The flicker.
oh, that was so close. I mean, look at them.
Hmm?
Both of them are almost 90% HP down.
Yep. And to back off what you said, like Xbox on that J is like one of the top Xbox in India at the moment, and he will be going off against Error on that Phobius, who is such a strong meta pick at this point. And Xbox doesn't really have any dashes, so I think Phobius will be facing a little bit of trouble, not to mention that true damage will be coming in from that Firaga armor staying up. Oh, I think Ryu wanted to take that Little Wonder, and he will be able to secure it. Oh, I think. Oh, Nolan securing the first blood onto Radium. I think he's already set in and he wants that early snowball, and things are looking good already. And if Nolan is able to keep that snowball up, I think he has a really solid chance. Oh, I think Tempest of Blades will be used soon as Hylos is taken down. Carmilla, Apex securing that kill.
Yeah, I mean, look at the trades coming in, right? the side of team the side of Team ABM just lost their goal laner, so it's not a good news actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because Radium is a very good goal laner, but him going down so early in the game just means that it creates a pressure on the Ryu to do something in this game already.
Oh, that Firaga armor being popped off early. The Eternal God coming in as well. Vengeance being wasted so he can survive from that onslaught that Eternal God is doing. This is why, like, it is so fun to see tournaments because both teams know their rotations. Mage and EXP rotating to that EXP lane for that early level 4. And they were able to get their ultimates as a turtle will, be reset by the side of the team. Lakshmi Chin Fund, they are trying to contest for it. Oh, and Jay is also playing very aggressive, knowing that he has his Piraka armor. Nolan is trying to look for a sneaky steal. Ling is also trying to take the opportunity, but I think Lom Lom Mai in a compromising position. That Nether Realm really coming in late. I think Lom Lom Mai was expecting the backup will be coming in, but it was not on time. Oh, Carmilla died, but she used her Curse of Blood before she died. A worthy sacrifice as Error is jumping into Jay as well as Abhi, but I think he will get punished by that Ling.
Oh
What
my
a trade
God.
for the side of ABM. Such a long team fight, but at the top. Oh, Faramis. Oh my God. I thought that Vexana
Ah,
was secured, but she survived at 1 HP.
yeah, such a nice team fight coming in from both the teams because both the teams have those heroes which can take these long team fights because on the other side you have that Xborg with his Firaga armor. You even have the Vexana's Eternal Guard. So there are a lot of frontline tanky heroes as well. On the other side, you have that Phobias. You have the High Loss. On top of that, the Faramis, which is ultimate. Just another lifeline on top of that. So it's a very, 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 very team fight worthy composition because both the teams will look to take those long team fights and see who can sustain them out.
Yep, definitely. I agree with you on that, Fredo, because that team fight was actually could have been longer if Faramis came at the nick of time and was able to save. Never mind that because I think Sanriel will be taken down on that goal lane. That is the same thing happened to Radium in the early phase, and she was looking for revenge as they will be. Oh, I think Faramis is looking in trouble. That Curse of Blood connecting onto him as Hylos is forced to use the glorious pathway, but I think he will be taken down as well. What is going on? Oh my God, he was almost able to take down Ryu as well. I think Nolan is looking for a split push instead. This is so beautiful to see. All of the lanes are engaged. Not one person is busy farming. Everybody is doing their job as to the fullest.
Yeah, I mean, in this kind of games where the stakes are high, you really cannot slack out. They really need to perform at their best because even a slight mistake can let the enemy get the advantage. So they are making the full potential use of all the heroes, all the resources which they have. But the carry going down in that middle area, oh my God, look.
Like you said, that Carrie wasted her flicker and Radium immediately taking the advantage of it. Look at that Nolan's Factor coming in as well, trying to take down Abhi on that Vexana. Both teams wasting most of their resources. Nether Realm being popped off, Tempest of Blades being used, Carmilla's Curse of Blood is still available as well as the Lunox's. Oh, I think Abhi and Apex will be punished because they had just exhausted, their resources, and the Curse of Blood Moon is still on to the 5 people as Jay secures the kill onto who is Peter. Oh my God, Phobius is charging in. He is hungry. He wants Ryu to be taken down, but he will be punished as well. Oh my God, what a team fight! Trades after trade, both members just losing bodies left and right. What is going on?
Yeah, it's just about long team fights. Like I said, both of them have, both of the compositions have a good amount of sustained heroes, especially, like I mentioned before, the Hylos, the Paramis, even the Xborg, the Carmilla. I mean, all of them have high HP. And on top of that, you have that Paramis Ultimate, you have that Vexana's Eternal Guard as well walking around the map. So, yeah, a lot of sustain coming in from both sides. And yeah, we will be, witnessing these long team fights even more, and it will get even longer, when they get those items and they're able to sustain a lot more. And look at that X-Borg zoning out that high loss so well, dealing the so much amount of true damage. The Phoebus is trying to look, for an engage. They're trying to find the
Oh,
opening. Look at that. The Nolan is not able to find the opening for himself. He's the only one, diving in that backline alone, and that is why he will be the one going down. Jay is doing so good this time. Error has been taken down. Who is Peter has been taken down. Hylos is taken down as well. It's a wipe out
wow.
coming in for team ABM. Oh my god. They are just trying to end this game already, I guess.
Yep, this is early phase, but they are denying the snowball. Oh, a pause coming in.
Yeah, it does seem like there is a technical issue at other ends. It might be the network, it might be something else. But stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We will be right back. We are back already, guys. The technical issue has been solved, and the teams are already looking to take more action already. Look at that. The mid lane tower has been taken down. The top lane going down as well. Oh my god, ABM already in full swing action just when the pause was lifted. So yeah, this team is looking to take that victory this time. They do not want to extend it any further to the next game. They do not want to give that match point away to Laswich It Fun. And that is why they are looking to, take this victory as soon as they can, taking down towers left and right. They, trying to make those minions do the push as well.
Yep, I really, agree with your point, Fredo. I think Team ABM is on fire this time. They are not giving the opportunity to the side of Team LCF, and we are already seeing both teams again exchanging their blows. And I think Phobius will be the first to go down as he was forced to engage onto that Carmilla. Considering he has the vengeance, he cannot back down. He has no escape skills to be going away. That is why they prioritize him. And since their frontliner is taken down and only the Hylos is left, who can easily be melted down by Radium on that Lunox as well, not to mention Jay on that Xborg, the side of LCF is forced to retreat into their bases and forced to just defend and not come out. And I think at this point, like, the only way they can really win is defend as much as possible and try to get their items and do a pick off. Try to take out Radium on that Lunox or maybe Abhi on that Vexana. But I think that will be really hard to do because they are sitting in the back lines. So perhaps prioritize taking down Jay, but I think that might not also be a good decision considering he is farmed up and he is also tanky. Don't you think so, Fredo?
Yeah, I mean, Jay is causing the main problem here for the side of Team LCF because he's doing true damage, and he's able to zone out the high lows as well as the phobias. So that is why Lom Mai is not able to get an opening to dive into that backline by himself, because then the Hylos and the Phobias have to create the opening for him, and that is not just happening. That is why they're losing out in this game. They're very careful right now, and they have to play carefully as well. But the other thing is that in this game, the only thing which they can rely on at the moment, other than the fact that the Phobias and Hylos is completely nullified, is the fact that the Faramis needs to pop off Jay's Firaga armor with his Ghostbusters. So I mean, the Faramis has to be the one popping off his armor, so that the Hylos and Phobias can try to create an opening there.
Yep. Oh, Ling was forced to use the Tempest of Blades. A beautiful, just like I said, that Ghostbuster pull coming in from that Paramis. But I don't think it would be that worth it. Ling does not have his ultimate, but would it really matter as the Lord is charging down onto that base? Paramis forced to use his Nether Realm as, oh my god, cause of blood connecting into 5 people as they're forced to retreat. Jay is causing the havoc with his last insanity, and I think despite their efforts, Phobius will be taken down. But thankfully, that Nether Realm helped them defend this space properly. But their inhibitor turret will be taken down.
Yeah, inhibitor turret has been taken down in the mid lane area, but the top lane and bot lane are still up, and they will be looking to defend it this time. Oh my god, look at that! Paramis has been caught out. The last insanity has been popped as well. They are trying to defend it. There's the worst 1 minion left, but the Ling has arrived to the scene, and he will be taking down that carry. The Hylos might get taken down as well. No, but there are no minions, and they will be looking to make the retreat. A very disciplined gameplay coming in from ABM. The Ling, he could have extended a bit more there, but no, he decided to stay disciplined and he turned back.
Yep. Oh, on that pick off onto that Lunox, that shutdown. I think that was really, I think they were not anticipating that would happen, and Radium was completely caught off guard as he will be taken down. The side of team, but the Nether Realm being popped off so early on because Paramis was looking in danger. The damage coming in from Ling is just way too much as the level gap. Look at him, he's level 15 compared to level 11 Paramis, who has forced to. I think Jay might be in a little bit of trouble. He was also forced to use his Firaga armor onto this, and his Firaga armor is completely lost. Curse of the Blood Moon being used. Abhi being taken down as well, and I think this was a little bit of an overextension from the side of team ABM as Ling is also shut down. In 10 seconds left for the Lord, I think that was a blunder for the side of team ABM. Don't you think so, Pedro?
Yeah, I mean, they did not really need to force that fight there. I mean, they could have just, stayed back, tried to get that Lord, or just wait out in that enemy jungle area. But, they just overcommitted there. The discipline was lacking this time, and that is why they just went down there in that enemy area. But look at that error. He's taking so much damage, and look, the true damage coming in from Jay is just way too much at this moment. And look at that. The Nether Realm, the HP of the Nether Realm is also taken down as well. Lunox trying to do the damage onto that. Faramis has been taken down. The carry is low as well, and with that, 2 members taken down. Oh my goodness! It was a 4v2, but they still won it out.
Yep, ABM really making good work of their goal advantage as well as the level gap that they have on their side. Abhi on a really compromising position. He was alone there in the bush. I think Team ABM is getting a little bit overconfident, and they are I think they're lacking the discipline that they were showing for the first 10 minutes. But I think these blunders, the side of LCF is just prioritizing on them non-stop, and if they continue to do that, Yep, Jay Firaga armor gone.
Just like I said, the Faramis, he has to be the one to pop off that Jay's armor so that he becomes useless in those fights. And with that, the Lord is, getting taken down right now at the moment. Apex is trying to do something. The Ling is there on the scene, but look at that. Lom Mai has secured the Lord. The Tempest of Place has been used. The Phobius will go down. The Nether Realm has been popped. The last Insanity as well. The HP is still full for the side of Team LCF. Whereas on the other side, their HP is low, but they will try to, engage on. But the mid lane inhibitor is gone, and that is why the super minions will be marching down that mid lane side. The top lane side is marching down as well because Jay is clearing it for now. But what do you think is, what do you think should be the plan of the side of Team LCF right now with this Lord?
I think they should be prioritizing taking down a few of the outer turrets that still exist on the side of Team ABM. Oh, actually, they haven't lost this. Like, they have only lost one turret, and I think they should have prioritized on it. Oh, Ling was forced to use the Tempest of Blades as well. Oh, AJ with that beautiful last insanity coming in, turning the tides completely. Oh my god, Carmilla also as well using that flicker onto that carry. She is forced to buy that rose gold item swapping, but it won't be worth it because their base is completely vulnerable. Phobius is the only one defending. Jay securing that kill onto that carry. Oh my god, just when you were asking, Jay made that beautiful last insanity flicker play onto 4 people, securing that kill. And I think since the base does not have any people defending it, the game series will be taken by ABM. Oh, what are they doing?
Oh, oh, it is a
What is
blunder from
happening?
their side. No, no, no.
Okay. For a second, I
This
thought
team,
they would not be able to end it. Okay, okay. They were
yeah.
able to secure the victory. That was a little bit of recall taunting coming in, playful one. Well, we'll take that. We'll take that, and they are able to secure the victory. The fourth game is on their side as they secure the game series with 3-1 score, and they will be proceeding to the next round, winning the first upper brackets of semifinals. What do you think? Like Team LCF could have done better in this game, or was their fate set in stone the moment Jay locked in that Xborg?
Yeah, I mean, the J on that Xborg is a menace to deal with.
Mm-hmm,
Like I said, he is a maniac who is unstoppable. But,
mm-hmm,
like I said, the Falamis was the one who was the key here to popping off his
mm-hmm,
Firaga armor. But
mm-hmm,
to do that, he really needed some form of, opening as well. But
mm-hmm,
because of the true damage coming in from the Xborg, the Phobias and Hylos were just not able to get that opening,
uh-huh,
and that is why they waited out in the late game. The Faramins was able to, make some openings because the Jace Firagarama was down. They were able
uh-huh,
to dive in. Lom followed up as well. But the damage
uh-huh,
coming in from carry, I mean, the carry pick, I really do not like it here because
uh-huh,
even though the carry is a tank melter hero, I do not think it works so well because of the range that he has. It's very less.
uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
yeah, with that, I guess the side of team ABM will be securing the final spots in the Royal Rumble Showdown of the upper bracket.
Yep, definitely agree with you on that carry pick as well. She lacks the range, and I think other marksmen, because I think Sanriel has such a diverse, hero pool. But I think he really, really wanted to favor the carry, but it just did not work out. And just like you said, the Jay being an absolute maniac on that Xbox didn't give the advantage to the side of Team LCF, as they will be, just like you said, securing the final spot in Royal Rumble Showdown as they secure this game series. That will be all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as me and Fredo will be signing off as well. Good night from my side. And Fredo, you can also greet them or say them bye.
Yeah, and yeah, not forgetting to mention that there
Mhm.
is a match tomorrow as well. There will be the
Yes.
semi-final match tomorrow as well on the stream. So make sure if you're the new here to subscribe their channel and hit the notification bell because tomorrow will be another exciting showdown between top teams in India and you don't want to miss it because it will be live only on Gaming Addicts and it is Royal Rumble Showdown brought to you by Thunder Esports. So yeah, that will be it for tonight. Me, Fredo, and Itami will be signing off for now. Have a great night.